Hello everyone, Tim Robson here, hope you're all well. Going out for a 2-night hammock camp. Going to be switching up some places, I think. One night, one place, next night in another.
Never mention me.
Everyone knows you're here, John.
I'm here too.
Tyson. And yeah, it's about 10 p.m, something like that. Just started the walk now.
It's spitting a lot, hasn't it?
Yeah, on and off, it has all
I
night.
don't think the river will down, it will probably that.
Haven't really seen what it's like now.
It's low, it was low last night. I was down here last night dropping off some water and stuff. So I didn't have to carry as much and it's very low.
Good.
Still got to use a log to cross. But, and remember our fire pit and bench is still in that canal that we had to put in.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
So that we could get out.
We'll have to pluck some stuff out of there.
It's all dry now.
Just got to camp, chopped up some wood, got the fire going. One of the most important things to get done first. Axe is doing very well, very well. Some nice wood John's brought in. Fire's going well now, despite the wind. Coffee is not far off with the water boils. John's unwrapping pies and sausage rolls and cakes, so everything's about in the right shape. I've got my my hammock and everything set up over there, and John's got his set up too. We are out and about having a little wander. John's just over there, just checking out what the flood waters brought us. I've come across this nice stump here, so I'm going to chop the end off that with my axe and get some firewood out of it. Should be plenty more around, I would have thought. Morning everyone. I did not even get a chance to say goodnight to anyone last night. I was fast asleep within minutes of lying down. Ah, hi there John.
Hey!
I've had such a good sleep. Really warm, really comfortable. And a good 9 hours or so. Nice. There we go, all packed up, Ready to go on to the next location for another night. It's been a long time since I've been up here. Looking muddy as always. This is always one of the muddiest bits of the whole path here. Doesn't look like it's as deep as it has been sometimes. I've been up to my knees in here before, especially in that bit right over there. Deep mud. Definitely not as bad as it has been. Probably because we've not been using it every single week. Seen these mushrooms off to the side of the path. There's a big tree fungus down there. That is big, that is. So, just trudging on along the path through all these puddles of mud. For those of you who haven't seen the video, I've got my phone on my gimbal. It's like motion stabilizing type deal. I made a video on it a while back. It's a really handy bit of gear for when you're walking through horrible terrain like this. Doesn't take all of the wobble out of me walking, but It's definitely a lot better.
It always makes me laugh because regardless of what ever happens, you totally know that we absolutely love camping.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't, we'd have quit by now.
I know, falling over down that hill wasn't fun. So yeah, just slid down the hill.
I just turned around in time to see Tim on his back.
It's bound to happen to one of us on these paths.
It'll happen to me before long, I bet.
So yeah, as you can see, we're in the midfield. We're going to go down past the old riverbank camp and up into the second woodland. I'll go because it's windy. So folks, on our way up to the next woodland, which is all that up in there, we stopped off at the old riverbank camp and we found lots and lots of firewood. Loads of firewood. All the firewood that we kept expecting to turn up down on the floodplain looks like it's all been getting trapped here. So we decided to set up. We're pitched real low down in this little hollow, far more out of the wind than up on the banking where the old riverbank camp is. We're just pitched up.
It's a flood camp, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but you know, summer times and stuff, this would be a great place to come down to. I got my hammock and my underquilt all set up now. Tried to close my tarp in as much as possible at that end because that's where the wind is coming from. It's quite hard to get stakes into this rocky, sandy ground.
Super pegs.
Yeah, John's super pegs are real beasts. Well, John's just making coffee and he's gonna get some breakfast on soon. Excuse my coughing. I am a bit out of breath because I've just been out to catch us a wild haggis for breakfast.
Yep. See this here, right? That's where we cut the legs off, and I cut the head off and that. Well, its face is normally just here, but yeah.
So there we've got a wild haggis for breakfast.
And then we put the label on, and it's a Scottish haggis look. Homeland, Tim.
Alright, your homeland too. Don't
Yeah,
you
I
forget
know.
your heritage, boy.
I know.
Freedom! Yeah. Aye, so good breakfast, eggs and bacon, black pudding, haggis and coffee. I'm in good need of it as well because
that walk.
it's been a while.
Hungers.
I'm falling over and everything.
Yeah, if Tim falls down the only set of steps in the woods.
Oh man.
Water's definitely hot.
Sounds it. Your Pathfinder pot's looking nicely used now.
No point in having a silver one, is there?
They get a good patina to them.
Yeah. Even my frying pan.
Good gear, like.
I didn't even know they did a frying pan.
Spent a good while collecting wood, chopping bits. There's so much to choose.
We've got the best of the best, like.
Yeah, we do, don't we?
heat back.
It really does, doesn't it? Right, makes a good fire reflector. Right folks, I'd like to share a little tip with you that I've been using for the past couple of weeks. As you may have seen, John and I have heated coats, and they're really nice for keeping your back warm while you're sat out and about. But we also had a set of heated blankets. Now, the blankets were a decent size, but the heating pads in them were only this big. So I've stripped mine out and I'm using it down in there, in my underquilt. Just leave the cord hanging out like that, and at any point during the night I get really cold, or say I get up to use the bathroom and I go back to my hammock and I'm really cold, I'll just plug in this little USB and within minutes it warms it up nicely and you get a nice warm back again. Mm. John's been ratcheting all this wood out. I just wanted to show you the length of this piece we were sitting on before. It goes all the way from there right over there. So next week I think we're going to have a bit of fun with the chainsaw. Lots of wood to gather in anyway. Yeah. Well, this is the wall we built with just axes. So I reckon we can do a lot more. We've done a good bit since we've got here, considering it was all just a scrappy, washed out bit of land with loads of these little clusters of wood and debris. We've got a bench now and walls around the fire. It's a really nice little camp, low to the ground and out of the way of the wind and everything. Just warming myself by the last little bit of the fire before I get into my hammock. It's nearly 11 p.m. and we've had a really good weekend. I've had a great night here and enjoyed setting up a new camp. Turn my jacket up. There you go, that's me. Nice and comfy. Nice and warm. I will see you all in the morning. Good morning. Had a really good sleep. It's pretty windy now. Starting to pick up anyway. Woo! Just me, as you can see. John left before it was light this morning. He had a gas man coming round or something to repair a boiler. Had such a good time this camp. A really good one. Some big dark clouds in the sky, so I'm gonna get packed up and hit the road before it starts chucking it down. Now then, I'm all packed up, got my tree straps, made sure everything's sided away, just got my Gore-Tex to put on, my bag and my water bottle and helmet to carry out. Just been having a sit on the bench, enjoying my last bit of time here in the wind before those big dark clouds come in. I'm gonna set off. I just did a river crossing. I thought it'd save me a lot of time, so I just crossed right there. It was about knee deep. Got cold feet now. Not be long until I'm back to the bike and I can go home and dry off though. It was a nice way to start the morning. Thought I'd rather do that than have to hike up through all the woods and all the mud. Having a good walk back so far. Met some nice people, had a good chat with some dog walkers. They're always interested to know what you're up to when you're walking around with a bag like this on your back. Almost back to the bike, thankfully. Well folks, that's me home now. Just about to unpack my bike and go in. I hope you all enjoyed this week. I've really enjoyed it myself. As always, if you're not subscribed, click the button in the middle and yeah, see you next week.